Hello everybody, my name here to you, and welcome back to another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate discussion. Today I'm joined by...
Pancake Armor Man.
And nobody else, unless we do post commentary, because in today's episode, we're going to be talking about what we'd like to see from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's DLC. So without further ado, let's get started.
We're starting with you.
Oh, right. Alright, so...
We're not redoing this. We're not redoing this again.
Well, I guess one thing we should mention before we get started is Master Sakurai has confirmed on Twitter that all the characters have been decided by Nintendo already, and that they're not re-accepting viewer input this time around. But that doesn't matter. We can still hope, right?
It doesn't stop us from making wish lists. And to anybody who says we're demanding, we're not demanding. These are all prediction wish lists.
Yeah. Let's get started.
Yeah, that was terrible.
So the first character on my wish list is Spyro the Dragon. Now, Spyro's a very fun game, and I guess a lot of people would say that there's no way Spyro's going to make it in or whatever. But the way I see it, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, there's no doubt that's coming to Nintendo Switch. And I think if that is coming to Switch, then having Spyro also in Smash would be a perfect way to also market the Reignited Trilogy coming to the system. And that's the big reason why I want Spyro in the game, but also just because of the fact that I also really just want Spyro in the game. And the stage that I think he will come with is the Artisans. This is the first hub world from the original Spyro game. It's very classic and very iconic with the Spyro series, and that's what I want.
The thing with Spyro is that I grew up with the Nintendo GameCube, but when I was younger, my brother had a PlayStation, and it had Crash 1 and 2 and Spyro 1 and 2 on it as the two games I remember, along with Tony Hawk. But I was never really a big fan of Crash. I mean, I like Crash games, but Spyro was mainly the go-to for me. You know? So I would be really happy if Spyro was in Super Smash Bros. I don't really remember a whole lot of Spyro when I played back then because I was younger. But it'd just be really cool, and plus, there's no doubt the Reignited Trilogy is coming to Switch. I mean, the Crash Bandicoot Trilogy has already come to Switch, and plus it's been leaked by Nintendo and Activision, basically, so yeah. My number 5 is Waluigi. Now, Waluigi is a very, 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 very suggested character amongst the Smash community. He's basically become the meme character of the Smash community. And why hasn't he been put in the game yet? He was an assist trophy in Brawl, and he was an assist trophy in Smash 4, but Little Mac was an assist trophy in Brawl, and he was made into a fighter. And now he's an assist trophy again? It really doesn't make any... I mean, this is the third game he's been in an assist trophy, and many people have wanted him as a fighter since Brawl. And it really just doesn't make any sense. If he's such a requested character, just keep him as a assist trophy. Now, it may just be because Sakurai doesn't really see him as a character, but if he's so requested, why hasn't he been added yet? It would just be really cool to see everybody's favorite purple Italian plumber in well, he wears clogs, so he's probably Dutch. So yeah, and Wario's probably Dutch too, because they both wear clogs, now that I think about it. But it'd be nice to see him in the game. And my stage would be Waluigi Stadium. Waluigi doesn't really have a whole lot of stages. I just chose Waluigi Stadium out of the top of my hat. So yeah, that's really the only reason I chose Waluigi Stadium.
I think I'd personally want the Waluigi Stadium stage more so than Waluigi as an actual character, because, well, I guess also Waluigi Pinball would also work as a stage for him. But, I can see why a lot of people want Waluigi. He's appeared in a lot of Mario spin-offs. He's probably appeared in more games than Piranha Plant, to be honest. And and I can see why a lot of people would want him. Personally speaking, I'm fine either way if he's a character or a fighter. But whenever I hear the Waluigi argument about Smash, I usually think of this one picture that I saw shortly after he was confirmed as an assist trophy. It showed like the history of the Smash Bros. Series and how Mario and Luigi were there from the beginning. Then Wario was invited in Brawl, and then it cuts it back over to now. I'm sorry, James, I have a picture of it somewhere on screen, but it shows Waluigi getting a letter, and he's about to leave for the bus, but he sees Daisy crying on the bench, and he gives her the letter. And that's just what I usually think when I see that, when I see people wanting Waluigi.
I don't think I've seen that picture. I probably
I'll,
have.
I'll send I'll send it to you later or something.
I probably have. Anyways, James isn't here, but he sent us his list. In true game fashion, we're gonna be reading it stupidly.
Don't do it.
So I'm gonna do the character, and Gator's gonna do the stage. So I'm so sorry, James,
No, you aren't.
but James's
I'm
number
not.
Screw you, Gator.
James's number 5 is Rayman from the Rayman series.
And traveling stage. Whee!
I actually have never played a Rayman game. I want to, but I have no idea what traveling stage is.
I think he means something like Skyloft or El Davino or something like that.
That's Mario and Zelda.
If you played Rayman, I think one of the more obvious stages would be like the Glade of Dreams or something like that. But yeah, let's talk about the fighter real quick. I'll let you go first.
Well, Rayman is a suggested fighter. He gained popularity mainly in when Smash 4, when Smashified made that little image of him. And I would like to see Rayman in the game. I don't see why not. I mean, he had Rayman Legends and Rayman Origins, which I think are both on the Switch, but I'm not 100% sure on this. I know Origins is probably. But it would be nice to see Rayman in the game, you know? It's not really... He's okay. It would be nice. I'd play as him. It's just I need to play a Rayman game before I can go be 100% sure on Rayman.
If you've played the Rayman games, then you basically know that he pretty much is already a Smash character in those games because he has like a charging attack and mid-air attacks, and he really does feel straight out Smash or something like that. So it wouldn't be too hard to come up with a moveset for him. The thing is, I don't know how popular Rayman is in Japan though, and that's kind of a huge factor when taking into consideration if a character is going to be likely for Smash Brothers. I know Rayman's huge here and pretty popular in Europe. I'm not sure about Japan.
It's funny you should say that because when Ridley was revealed, the Japanese fan base called him Captain America because of how requested he was in America. And like King K. Rool was kind of the same thing, except he was requested mostly in both Japan and America. So I guess we can call King K. Rool Captain Diversity.
All right. Well, my number 4 pick, and I'm sorry, Pancake. I'm sorry for keep rinsing this game in front of you, but I really want Tsubasa from Tokyo Mirage since playable. This is one of my favorite RPGs on the Wii U, and I think Tsubasa would make a very unique character, not just because of the fact that he's a spear user, which we have not seen at all in Smash Brothers, but he's also a healer, so I think he would have a lot of potential for a unique moveset as well. And the stage I'd like to see would be Shibuya, which is like the hub world of Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and it's also a major city district in Japan. It's basically Japan's Times Square if you've been to New York or anything like that. But I have a lot of hope with this one because we've already seen Tsubasa as a spirit. So even if he's not a playable character, I am completely satisfied with the fact that they've remembered this game at all.
I'm actually surprised that they remembered the game too, considering how poorly it sold. But then again, it was released on the Wii U, so that was kind of expected, wasn't it?
Yeah, poor Wii U.
I'm so sorry, Wii U. I know I still plug you in every now and then, but that's only because I really just need to finish my Let's Play. Wow, that sounded jerkish to Nintendo. I am sorry. But then again, they're trying to erase their own history too. Anyways, on the character, a spear user would be pretty unique to the series. I mean, we've had about 12 sword fighters. They take up half the roster. So a spear user would be...
Everybody gets a sword.
Everybody's here. Everybody gets a sword. I mean, Ganon's still only a sword fighter. I mean, his sword only appears in his taunt. Anyways... so it would be interesting to see the Spear Fighter, but then again, I don't really like the game. I would probably play as the character, but I don't really know. So, yeah. My next one on my list is King Boo from the Super Mario franchise. when Piranha Plant was announced, I went on kind of a little theme where I said I would rather have King Boo, and it is true. I would rather have King Boo as the next Mario character more so than Waluigi, because King Boo would just be really unique to the Smash franchise. He'd be really different to the Smash franchise, because King Boo, you may think that he might not have a whole lot of range of attacks, but I feel like they could make a unique moveset to him. He could kind of be like a more unique fighter, with his moves. They can make a lot of interesting moves, because he's a ghost. They can do a crown beam with his crown, or make it so he can shoot spike balls like he does in Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, when he's Bowser, and in the final battle between you and King Boo where he gets crushed by those fins because apparently he's weak to them even though he summons them. But and the stage I would imagine is Treacherous Mansion, because that's just an awesome mansion, best mansion in Dark Moon. It would totally fit. I'd imagine that the gimmick of the stage would be that it changes a lot like that Fire Emblem stage. Just the Treacherous Mansion stage would change between desert, ice, and all that sort of stuff, like in the game where it's themed after all the other mansions in the game. So yeah, that's my number 4 pick.
King Boo would make a really interesting character. I'm not really sure how they would move around, though. I'm not sure if King Boo's floatingness would make them like slower or faster or anything like that. But it'd be a really cool character, and it'd be really cool to see a Final Smash where King Boo summons a bunch of Boos on the stage and they form into Boo losses to bounce around everywhere. That'd be really funny.
That actually would be pretty cool.
The Treacherous Mansion stage, that's a really cool idea. I really like that. I could imagine it being like a Great Cave Offensive version of Luigi's Mansion, the stage where it could be like a super massive stage, and it's based similar to how Luigi's Mansion works, if that makes any sense, which it probably doesn't.
It does. It kind of does.
All right. Before
what?
I'm sorry. What?
Before what?
I was just about to say, before we move on to James, there's one last thing I want to mention about Tsubasa.
Sure.
Another reason why I think Tsubasa would be a good character is because a big thing about that game is that the characters have a lot of outfits, and I think Tsubasa would have a lot of. I think Tsubasa has a lot of potential for different alternate costumes and things like that. But I mean, moving on.
As long as they don't censor the already censored costumes. I mean, this is Bandai Namco. They localized that game. Kinda. Because they had input from Nintendo. Anyways, moving on. James is number 4, and I think this is number 4. He didn't really put a number on these. Is Banjo-Kazooie from Banjo-Kazooie. And the stage?
Spiral Mountain.
So, Banjo-Kazooie is another highly requested character. And the interesting thing about him is that the CEO of Microsoft has said that Nintendo does talk to him. He will give them permission to put Banjo in the game. So he has a high chance of being put in the game just because of that. And it would be really interesting to see the Bear and Bird return to their home of Nintendo. And I could just imagine I'll get to that when we're both done talking about it. Banjo-Kazooie. So you can talk about Banjo-Kazooie now.
The thing with Banjo is that they'd be a really cool character. The moveset is pretty obvious if you play the games. I feel like that's a running trend that we're going to have with us discussing. But I think they'd be a really cool character, and after what happened in Smash 4, where we got Mario, Sonic, Pac-Man, and Mega Man together, I think the next step up from that would be having a mascot from another company's console, and I think Banjo-Kazooie would be the best chance for that, even though I want to Power Drive the Dragon Bar. Yeah, that'd be a really cool character, and the Spiral Mountain stage, that would be a pretty cool one, but personally I think I'd want Mumble Mountain more. But that's just my personal opinion. Whether or not they'd likely make it in, Microsoft already said that it'd be more than willing to work with Nintendo to make it happen, so it could very well be possible.
Back to what I was gonna say. You know how in Infinity War, when Doctor Strange asks Thanos if the planet they're on is his home, and he says yes, and it was beautiful, and he does this whole Infinity Stone thing. I can just imagine Shulk saying, "Let me guess, your home," and Banjo saying yes, and then turning the Switch into the N64 and saying, "And it was beautiful."
And it was beautiful.
It's always been beautiful, unless you count the Wii U era.
Oh, poor Wii U.
Sorry, Wii U.
James, prepare for mass editing because we're probably going to be giggling for like 5 minutes. Alright. Alright, moving on to the next one.
Yep.
I don't know why I can't stop laughing. I need to drink water before we move on.
Yeah.
Cue the intermission. Okay, I'm better now.
Alright. I hope.
Alright, my number 3 pick is, you probably saw this one coming, but Lara Croft from the Tomb Raider series. And more specifically, I'm fine with whichever version of Lara they use, but I specifically want the Legend version, because the Legend trilogy is my favorite in the series, and all 3 of those games have been on Nintendo systems, so I think this is the most likely choice. And I think she'd also be a really unique character, because like Snake, she's also really good with using weapons, but they could also make them like more cartoonist styled so that it's not too violent. But the big thing I'd really like to see will be, well, first of all, Laura has a bunch of outfits throughout the Tomb Raider series, which would give her a lot of opportunity for alternate costumes and things like that. But the stage that I'd love to see would be the Lost Valley from the original Tomb Raider, because it would be amazing seeing the raptors and the T-Rex running around in the background. Maybe the T-Rex even chomps on the bridge, which can destroy people, and the T-Rex would be an amazing stage boss. I just really want this to happen, but it's probably not going to, which makes me sad.
What if it does happen and the T-Rex is the one from Odyssey?
That would be amazing.
Yeah. The theme of Lara...
Mario Tomb Raider crossover confirmed.
Yeah. The theme of Lara Croft is that I'd imagine her to be more like Snake and Bayonetta. They're both gun users, basically. And like you said, they could make them more cartoonish to fit the game's rating and all that. Like how they did with Bayonetta, they turned a rated M character into a rated E character, basically. So this could work, you know. They've already done it, basically, with Bayonetta and Snake. So they could do it again with Lara Croft, you know. And plus that'd be...
Yeah, and...
I'm sorry, what?
I was just about to say that if they're also going to have Echo Fighters, the DLC characters, then the Underworld Doppelganger would also be perfect, because he literally is just Lara Croft, but stronger and awesome.
Yeah, and I could also... Oh, wait, hold on. I almost forgot what I was going to say. Let me make sure I remember. Crap. Time for another intermission. Shoot, I forgot. Oh, yeah. And it would be nice to see another female character added to the Smash roster, you know? That's just my opinion.
I must have my waifu.
Okay. I already have my waifu in the game. Technically, but we're not going to talk about that until we get on to that. Anyways, my number 4, I mean, we already did number 4, damn it. Why am I so slow today? It was the Harry Potter marathon, I swear.
Your number 4 pick is Harry Potter.
No. My number 3 pick, we're on number 3 now, is The Masked Man from Mutter Free. I'm not going to spoil... Oh, let me just say real quick, Gator, you know how you're always sorry for bringing up Tokyo Mirage Sessions?
Yeah.
Well, I'm always sorry for bringing up Mutter Free. And I'm not going to spoil who the Masked Man is for anybody who hasn't played Mutter Free yet. But yes, this would be another sword fighter, but I'd imagine they give him some PSI abilities. I could see his final smash not being PK Starstorm, but his Thunder Sword attack that he uses in the game to knock all the characters out or KO them, when he needs to. If you've played Meta Free, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, this might sound really confusing to you. And the stage I gave him is Saturn Valley, because Saturn Valley is just a really iconic stage to the Earthbound series, and it's been in Meta Free and Earthbound, but with slight changes in the Meta Free one. So, hold on. So yeah, that's my number 4 pick. I mean number 3 pick. Damn it!
Hooray for numbers.
I am really bad at math.
Just like Brenda's bad at grammar. Sorry, Brendan.
Not really.
I don't know much about the Mastermind because I've been spending like 10 years avoiding Mother 3 spoilers. But I think the Mastermind would be a really cool character, and it would be more Mother 3 representation, which is only a good thing. If they were to have more Earthbound characters, I'd probably want like Paula or Jeff or Mr. Saturn or something like that, or maybe Ninten. But the Mastermind would also be a really cool character. I don't know if they have the New Park City stage in Ultimate, but a really cool Final Smash would be if the Mastermind summoned like the Ultimate Chimera or something like that.
That would be pretty cool. I think they do have I think they will have it, since I think they're gonna have every stage from every Smash game, but I'm not 100% sure.
The only one I can think of at the top of my head that's not coming back is Jungle Japes from Brawl and the Poke Floats or something like that.
Okay.
But as for the stage, Saturn Valley, it's funny you mentioned this one because not too long ago, I was playing a Flask game, fan-made Smash Bros. Thing. One of the stages that they had in there was Saturn Valley, and it was actually really cool because they had that little pool area where you'd heal your characters in the center of it, and that would heal your fighters. So I think it would be a really cool stage, and also Mr. Saturn to be running around everywhere. You could throw them at people. That would just be so funny.
That would be funny. All right. Now, James's number 3 is Elma from Xenoblade Chronicles X. I hope I got that one right. And the stage...
You got it right.
Yay! And the stage is...
The Blade Barracks.
Anyways, I don't know much about Xenoblade Chronicles X, so I can't say anything about this. I'd imagine she'd be another sword fighter.
Yeah, Elma would be another sword fighter, but Elma would be an awesome sword fighter. In Xenoblade Chronicles X's combat system, you could switch back and forth between a sword or guns, so Elma could probably do something similar to that. Like maybe her special attack could be switching back and forth with them, and her smash and normal attacks can also change depending on that. And she also has a bunch of other stuff that I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but she has some really cool attacks in Xenoblade Chronicles X. And everybody loves Elma. She's a fan favorite in the Xenoblade fan base. And the stage that James chose, funny story about this is that we were messaging him prior to recording this, asking why he chose that one, and he literally just said that he Googled stuff about the game and just chose that. So there's a lot of other things they could use for stages, like New Los Angeles or the many different continents in the game. But the Blade Barracks would also be pretty cool because you could have like the scales flying around the background. You can get a nice view of New Los Angeles or something like that. But this would just be really cool. And if Xenoblade X does come to the Switch, this would be a great way to market it, which I think is probably going to be a big thing that they're going to be focusing on with these DLC characters in Ultimate.
I heard Elma was the star of her own show on Sesame Street called Elma's World. So she's probably pretty famous.
You're fired.
You don't like that joke that I just made?
You're fired.
Do you not like Sesame Street?
F-R-E-Q, fired.
Q? There's no Q in fired.
There is now.
Okay, I guess that's the law now. I'm gonna leave. Okay, I just muted Later Gator to you so he can't talk anymore. He's the one who's fired. Oh wait, I didn't mute him. Crap, he just heard that.
You get back here. I will reach into this cell phone Skype thing.
Okay, try me. Try it.
We're getting really off topic, aren't we?
I'm not scared of you. Try it.
No.
Yeah, we're getting off topic. I'm so sorry.
Yay, James can edit out.
Man, maybe he's gonna put a picture on screen called "Idiots Being Idiots."
Alright, getting back on topic. Yeah, Xenoblade X would be an awesome... Elma would be an awesome character from Xenoblade X. Really, moving on. My number 2 pick is Lana from Hyrule Warriors, and her stage would be Cold's Island from Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. And this may seem very random, but the reason I chose this is because I just want another Zelda character in the series, because we haven't gotten one since Brawl, and it kind of bums me out because Zelda's my favorite series ever. Lana would be a really cool character because she has those spellbook attacks from Hyrule Warriors. I think she'd be one of the more unique characters from the Zelda series that they could pick. I know a lot of people would probably either want Midna or Skull Kid, but I personally want Lana, and it's certainly not because of waifu bias.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
And as for the stage, I think Golden Island would be a really awesome one, and this is complete bias because Link's Awakening was my favorite Zelda game for the longest time. But I think it would be a really cool stage because you can battle on the bridge on tall heights and things like that. The Wind Fist egg would be in the background. It would just be so cool.
It's funny you should mention people wanting Skull Kid, because Skull Kid is my favorite Zelda villain, and that'd be really cool. It'd be really cool to see him in the game, but it's probably not going to happen. He's probably just going to be in Assist Trophy again. So yeah, maybe I can make my own video on why Skull Kid's my favorite villain, but that's a topic for another day. Lana would be cool to see, but I haven't played Hyrule Warriors, and I'm pretty sure Lana was from another game before Hyrule Warriors.
No, she first appeared in Hyrule Warriors.
Oh, okay. And Koholint Island, Link's Awakening, yeah, that'd be pretty cool too, I guess. Man, those are like Zelda games that I haven't played, and I played quite a few Zelda games, but those like Link's Awakening, Hyrule Warriors, I don't really count Hyrule Warriors as a Zelda game, more of a spin-off game. I haven't really played, so can't say a whole lot about those games. So yeah, sorry. Anyways, the next one on my list, my number 2, my personal favorite character now, my waifu, Shantae from the Shantae series, because she's technically already in the game as a spirit, but that doesn't rule out that she can't be a character, because the creator of the game has said, basically said that it's possible. He did start that thing where the hashtag Shantae for Smash DLC, and it would just be really cool. I mean, she's basically a Nintendo character. Her first game came out on the Game Boy Color, and it'd just be really cool. And the stage I chose is Risky's Pirate Boat because, spoilers, at the end of the pajama mode in Half Genie Hero, they say that they're gonna hold the ultimate sleepover on Risky's Pirate Boat. Ultimate sleepover, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
It all comes together.
So that would be really cool to see, and my number 2 pick.
I completely agree with you. Shantae would be an amazing character for the game, and like you said, just because she's a spirit does not mean she cannot be a character, because we have spirits for like the Wii Fit Trainer and King K. Rool and things like that, so it doesn't mean that she can't be a fighter. And I'm glad that she, like with Tsubasa, I'm glad Shantae has made an appearance at all in this game. And her moveset would be really unique because she can. I'm saying that way too much. She can transform into different animals, so her forward smash could be the elephant transformation and things like that. And Shantae is just so adorable. Who doesn't love her?
I remember. Oh, hold on, what?
You go.
I remember that a while back I posted on Twitter, if Shantae was in Smash, it'd be her alternate costumes, right? And somebody said that it can't be because they would have to change the game's rating, and I'm just like, have you seen what Samus's alternate costume? Her blue and orange one or whatever? The one that people complained about when it was revealed? and Smash 4 is like an E10 game, so they wouldn't have to change the game's rating for those kinds of costumes.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm glad you brought that up because in the Spirits trailer for World of Light, it showed that Shantae's spirit appears on a stage where you battle against Zero Suit Samus in one of those costumes on the pirate ship, which is an amazing reference, by the way. But yeah, I think she also has a lot of great potential for alternate costumes because he can have costumes based off Risky Boots or Ride Tops or like the James mode or things like that. I could see why some people might be concerned that perhaps it's a bit too revealing for the game, but like you said, we also got Zero Suit Samus with her alternate costume, so I don't think it would be that big of a problem. And also Bayonetta's in the game, so
yeah. Did you want to say one more thing?
What was it?
Did you want to say one more thing about the character?
No, that's pretty much everything I wanted to say.
All right. Well, next up on James's list is Wonder Red, and I think from the Wonderful 101, but I'm not 100% sure. And the city?
Blossom City.
I just said the city, not the stage. I'm an idiot. Idiots being idiots. I can't really say a whole lot about Wonderful 101. I know it's like a spin-off to Beautiful Joe, and I can't really say a whole lot about Beautiful Joe either. They're games I want to play, but haven't played. Sorry.
I think it's more of a spiritual successor than I don't know. I don't know much about Wonderful 101, to be completely honest. I didn't play the game. I know a lot of people want it to be on Switch, and I think the developers themselves have even said they want to port it over. So it may happen. And like with pretty much all these characters, it could also be great marketing for a potential Switch port. But I don't know that much about the Wonderful 101. I'm sorry. I don't even know what Blossom City is. I'm sure it's a level in the game. I don't know much about Wonderful 101.
If it turns out that he's not from Wonderful 101 and we're just talking like we think he's from it, then James is probably going to call us idiots. But I'm pretty sure it's Wonderful 101.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Red in a Wonderful 101 outfit.
It could. I think it could be possible. I'm not sure how popular the game is in Japan, but Wonder Red and Wonder Pink both had trophies in Super Smash Bros. 4, so it may be possible. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I'm not really sure.
All right, so my final pick and the character that I want the most in DLC is Rex from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. The Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is definitely one of my favorite games on the Switch and may very well be one of my favorite games in recent years. And this game is just amazing and perfect and awesome. And you probably could just make it the moveset based around Rex and Pyra working together, but you can also make it like a Pokemon trainer thing where you have Pyra, Mythra, and Cosmos as your blades to fight in the game. Because a big thing about Xenoblade Chronicles 2's battle system is you're switching around blades all the time to use different attacks and things like that. And I think this would be a really cool moveset idea. And when he was talking about that Mii Fighter costume, Master Sakurai sounded like he wanted him in the game, and I really believe that's going to happen. The Mii Fighter means nothing if when you consider if he's going to be in the game or not, because Link had a costume in Super Smash Bros. 4, and he was still a playable fighter, so I don't think the Mii costume really matters that much if he's going to be playable or not. And the stage that I'd like to see would be the Gorma province. This is one of the major regions of the game, and it's the first one that you saw in the announcement trailer. It's definitely one of the more popular regions in the game, and it just makes the most sense. It's basically the Gyre Plains of this game, if that makes any sense.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is one of those games that I want to try out, and I really do, because the game looks really fun. But I can't say much about it because I haven't played it yet. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. It would be interesting to see some more Xenoblade, Xenoblade characters in the game, but then again, it would just be more sword fighters, and I don't really like how the Smash rosters just has a lot of sword fighters.
But here's the thing, though. A lot of those blades can change what kind of weapon he uses, so you wouldn't just be a sword fighter. Like if you had Cosmos or something like that, you'd also have like a blaster kind of thing, or something like that. So, or if you had okay, I can't remember her name right now, but this one blade gives Rex like punching gloves and things like that. So you could do so much with this character, and it wouldn't just be like another sword fighter, and it definitely wouldn't be in like an echo of Shulk or anything like that.
Huh, that would be interesting. But anyways, funny you should mention the Mii suits because in Smash 4, if I remember right, King K. Rool and Chrom were Mii suits. So, and now they're characters, even though Chrom is boring. I don't like Chrom.
Poor Crom.
Yeah, screw him. He was
Is that
supposed
why
to...
you don't like Tokyo Mirage Assassins? Because he's in that game?
I just don't like Chrom as a character. I've played Awakening like 7 times, so don't judge me. And it would be interesting to see more Xenoblade characters because Xenoblade is one of those series that look really fun that I really want to try out. Moving on because we're almost to the 40-minute mark on this list. Sorry. But we need to move on. My number 1 is Chibi from Okamiden. I really want Chibi in the game. I voted for Chibi when the Smash Battle was up. And I really hope Nintendo saw those votes because I really want this character in the game. I don't know why I want this character in the game. I just really do. And plus, there's a lot of alternate costume ideas for this. Like, because when you complete the game, you unlock the karmic transformations, I think they're called, if I remember right, to change his fur color. And you can use those, as alternate costumes. And Chibi has a lot of move capabilities in the first Smash. And the stage I chose is Shinshu Field because I feel like that's a more iconic stage for the Okami series. So yeah, Chibi is my number 1 pick.
Any particular reason why you chose Chibi instead of Amaterasu?
What?
Is there any reason why you chose Chibi instead of Amaterasu?
Because I've only played Okamiden.
Okay.
And another reason. This is kind of stupid reason because Amaterasu is a fighter in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Okay. Well, whether it's Chibi or Amaterasu, I think they'd both be really awesome Smash Bros. Characters. They'd be really unique because they're wolves and things like that, and you may argue, well, Duck Hunt's also a dog, but Amaterasu also has those breast attacks and things like that. So she can do things like, excuse me, I burped. Amaterasu could do things like using the ink lightning attacks or wind to make her do her recovery and things like that. But I think Chibi would be a really cool character, and Sisu Plains, Sisu Fields, whatever it's called. That'd be a really awesome Smash Bros. Stage, and Okami's art style would be beautiful for Smash Ultimate and things like that. And it'd be really cool if they did have an Okami stage, if all the characters had the Okami art style when they were fighting on there, like how on the Game Boy stage or Game & Watch stages, all the characters appear flat and stuff like that.
Oh, that'd be so cool, but it would be so expensive at the same time.
Yeah.
Because Okami was an expensive game, and and it wasn't that popular, and that was one of the reasons why Capcom neglected making a true sequel to it. Even though I do really consider Okamiden as an Okami 2, more than... Even if they do make a game called Okami 2, I'll most likely call it Okami Free, because I still feel like Okamiden is more of a true Okami 2 than if they ever made one, so... Yeah. James is number 1. The Chosen One, Sora, from the Kingdom Hearts series.
And the stage is Twilight Town.
From the Twilight Zone. You have now entered the Twilight Zone. Not much to say about Sora. He's just gonna be like another sword fighter, but with a giant ass key. And plus, I haven't played Kingdom Hearts. So yeah.
Alright. The Sora character. I played a little bit of the Kingdom Hearts series. I really want to get more into them, but my PlayStation 2 is kind of buried in storage right now. Um, but Sora would be a really cool character because they have a lot of summons and things like that based off Disney characters, and I think that'd be really funny if they did a moveset like that. But if Sora was to be in there, they likely wouldn't have any different Disney references at all because that'd be really expensive when it comes to getting the rights for him. But yeah, Sora would be a really cool character. I'm not sure why James chose Twilight Town though, because that's in Kingdom Hearts 2, and I think Traverse Town is the more popular one.
I think you just Googled
it. Yeah, you can tell he kind of just Googled some of these. I'm sorry, James.
No, you aren't.
But yeah, Sora would be a really cool character.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's it.
So thank you all so much for watching our DLC demands for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I've been Eddie here to you, and he is
Pancake Hour Man.
Let's meet back here tomorrow, shall we?
Alright. That was a terrible outro. Let me do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's get out of here.